Torah portion for January 14th, 2017, year 5777. And it's Genesis 47, starting at verse 28. And it's about Jacob's / Israel's last days in Egypt, or Yaakov's / Yasrael's last days in Mitzrayim. All right, so Jacob lived in Egypt 17 years. So he lived a total of 147 years. Israel was about to die. He called for his son, Joseph, and said to him, I want you to swear that you love me and are faithful to me. Please don't bury me here. I want to rest with my ancestors. Take me out of Egypt and bury me in their tomb. I will do as you say, Joseph answered. Swear to me, he said. So Joseph swore to him. Then Israel bowed down in prayer with his face at the bed, ahead of the bed. So now we're at 48. Jacob blesses Joseph's two sons. Now later, Joseph was told, your father is ill. So he took his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, to see Jacob. When Jacob was told, your son Joseph was here to see you, Israel gathered his strength and sat up in bed. Jacob said to Joseph, El Shaddai appeared to me in Luz in Canaan and blessed me. He said to me, I will make you fertile, increase the number of your descendants so that you will become a community of people. I will give this land to your descendants as a permanent possession. So your two sons, who were born in Egypt before I came here, are my sons. Ephraim and Manasseh will be mine, just as Reuben and Simon are. Any other children you have after them will be yours. They will inherit the land listed under their brothers' names. As I was coming back from Padan, Rachel died in Canaan when we were still some distance from Ephrath. So I buried her there on the way to Ephrath, that is Bethlehem today, or Bethlehem. When Israel saw Joseph's sons, he asked, who are they? They are my sons, whom Elohim has given me in Egypt. Joseph answered to his father. Then Israel said, please bring them to me so I may bless them. Israel's eyesight was failing because of his old age. He could hardly see. So Joseph brought his sons close to his father, and Israel hugged them and kissed them. Israel said to Joseph, I never expected to see you again. And now Elohim has even let me see your sons. Joseph took them off his father's lap and bowed his face, touching the ground. Then Joseph took both of them, Ephraim on his right, facing Israel's left, and Manasseh on his left, facing Israel's right. He brought them close to him. But Israel crossed his hands and reached out. He put his right hand on Ephraim's head, although Ephraim was the younger son. And he put his left hand on Manasseh's head, although Manasseh was older. Then Jacob blessed Joseph. May Elohim, in whose presence my grandfather Abraham and my father Isaac walked, may Elohim, who has been my shepherd all my life to this very day, may the messenger who has rescued me from all evil, bless those boys. May they be called by my name and by the names of my grandfather Abraham and Isaac. May they have children on this earth. When Joseph seen that his father had his right hand on Ephraim's head, he didn't like it. So he took his father's hand in order to move it from Ephraim's head to Manasseh. Then he said to his father, "That's not right, father. This is the firstborn. Put your right hand on his head." His father refused and said, "I know, son, I know. Manasseh too will become a nation, and he too will be very important. Nevertheless, his younger brother will be more important than he, and his descendants will become many nations." That day he blessed them, and he said, "Because of you, Israel will speak this blessing. May Elohim make you like Ephraim and Manasseh." In this way, Israel put Ephraim's ahead of Manasseh. Then Israel said to Joseph, "Now I am about to die, but Elohim will be with you. He will bring you back to the land of your fathers. I'm giving you one more mountain ridge than your brothers. I took it from the Amorites with my own sword and bow." Now, this is Genesis 49, and this is when Jacob blesses his 12 sons. Now, Jacob called his sons and said, "Come here and let me tell you what will happen to you in the days to come. Now, gather and listen, sons of Jacob. Listen to your father, Israel. Now, Reuben, you are my firstborn, my strength, my very first son I had, first in majesty and first in power. You will no longer be first, because you are out of control like a flood, and you climbed into your father's bed, then you dishonored it. He climbed up on my couch. Simon and Levi are brothers. Their swords are weapons of violence. Do not let me attend their secret meeting. Do not let me join their assembly. In their anger, they murdered men. At their whim, they crippled cattle. May their anger be cursed because of their so fierce. May their fury be cursed because it's so cruel. I will divide them among the sons of Jacob and scatter them among the tribes of Israel. Judah, your brothers will praise you. Your hand will be on the neck of your enemies. Your father's sons will bow down to you. Judah, you are a lion cub. You have come back from the kill, my son. He lies down and rests like a lion. He is a lioness. Who dares disturb him? The scepter will never depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff between his feet, until Shiloh comes, and the people obey him. He will tie his donkey to the grapevine, his colt to the best vine. He will wash his clothes in wine, his garments in blood of grapes. His eyes are darker than wine, and his teeth are whiter than milk. Zebulun, he will live by the coast. He will have ships by the coast. His borders will go as far as Sidon. Issachar is a strong donkey, lying down between the saddlebags. When he sees that his resting place is good, and that the land is pleasant, he will bend his back to burden, and will become a slave laborer. Dan will hand down decisions for his people as one of Israel, as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan will be a snake on the road, a viper on the path, and bite the horse's heels, so that its rider falls off backwards. I wait with hope for you to rescue, O Yahuwah. Gad, you will be attacked by a band of raiders, but he will strike back at their heels. Asher, food will be rich. He will provide delicacies fit for a king. Naphtali is the doe set free that has beautiful fawns. Joseph, a fruitful tree by the spring, with branches climbing over the wall. Archers provoked him, shot at him, and attacked him, but his bow stayed steady, and his arms remained limber. Because of the help of the mighty one Jacob, because of the name of the shepherd, the rock of Israel, because of El, of your father who helps him, because of Shaddai, who gives you blessings from the heaven above, blessings from the deep springs below the ground, blessings from the beast and the womb. The blessings of your father are greater than the blessings of the oldest mountains and the riches of ancient hills. May these blessings rest upon the head of Joseph and the crown of the prince among his brothers. Benjamin, a ravenous wolf. In the morning he devours his prey. In the evening he divides the plunder. These are the 12 tribes of Israel, and what their father said to them when he gave each of them a special blessing. Then he gave these instructions: I am about to join my ancestors in death. Bury me with my ancestors in the cave in the field of Ephron, the Hittite. Abraham brought the cave that is in the field of Machpelah, east of Mamre in Canaan, from Ephron the Hittite, to use as a tomb. Abraham and his wife Sarah were buried there. Isaac and his wife Rebekah are buried there. So a Hittite gave them a tomb in that land. So I also buried Leah there. The field is in a cave, and it was bought from the Hittites. Um, when Joseph finished giving these instructions to his son, he pulled his feet into his bed. He took his last breath and joined his ancestors in death. Hallelujah.